We are Anna, Katie, Brittany, and Megan, and this is a presentation about the trends impacting the New York Public Library and how the library can address its community needs and compare it to other libraries around the world. I'm Brittany, and I'm going to be talking about the current state of the New York Public Library. Established in 1895, the New York Public Library system currently consists of 92 locations throughout the boroughs of Staten Island, Manhattan, and the Bronx in New York City. This includes 4 major research centers covering a number of topics and material types. According to the library's website, the modern library's research and circulating collections combined total more than 51 million items and serves approximately 18 million visitors annually. According to the NYPL's website, the collections of the New York Public Library now exceed 50 million items. In combination with the lending collections, it is the most comprehensive library collection ever brought together for the free use of the public. Topics vary in scope and materials, ranging from baseball to women's studies to African American history. The 3 major research libraries are the Stephen A. Schwarzman Building, the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts, Dorothy and Louis B. Cullman Center, and the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture. The Schwarzman Building serves as the flagship location for the New York Public Library and contains many research divisions, including Rare Books, Dorwart Jewish Division, and the Henry W. and Albert A. Berg Collection of English and American Literature. As the name suggests, the Library for the Performing Arts contains collections concerning theater and film, including the Rodgers and Hammerstein Archives of Recorded Sound. Schomburg Center's Black Culture collections contain art, artifacts, and manuscripts specific to African American culture. Many of these collections are available digitally, and if they are not, a scan and deliver service is offered for researchers. This slide contains images from each research center, a rare book cover, a sketch from a Works Progress Administration collection, and a theater magazine cover. The New York Public Library offers Wi-Fi at all of its locations, and most locations offer laptops for public use. Additionally, there is a program for hotspot lending, where parents of New York public school students can borrow a hotspot for the school year if they do not have household internet. Another program offered at 12 library locations, as well as virtually, are Tech Connect courses, which allows learners of all ages and abilities to learn a variety of technologies. 80 courses are offered, with everything from email basics to Google search techniques to advanced Excel. One current course is iPad skills, specifically taught in Mandarin Chinese. For digital library collections, users are able to sign up for a digital library card, which allows only access to digital materials. Ebooks can be found on an app called Simply E, which was developed by the New York Public Library itself. Movies, audiobooks, and additional ebooks can be found on the Overdrive app. In addition to standard library programming fare, such as book clubs and story times, the New York Public Library offers a number of other classes and activities for patrons of all ages. As previously mentioned, the Tech Connect program provides a number of technology classes for students of all ages. The library has multiple classes and workshops for career development to augment the Tech Connect program, along with courses for teens to help with college and career pathways. There are English classes for non-native speakers, native English speakers who wish to improve their reading and writing, and classes for people who want to improve their communication skills in the context of their job. Additionally, study materials for the United States citizenship exam are available to all library patrons, including practice tests. The library also has several crafting clubs and classes, including one specifically for teens or adults over 50. There's even an adult coloring social hour. Since coloring has been proven to relieve stress and anxiety, this is a great program to have available for adults. Due to the pandemic, many of these programs have had to move to a virtual space, primarily Google Meet, and appear to be doing well, considering that there are 440 classes and workshops currently available on the website. The New York Public Library appears to take great advantage of a variety of social media sites to boost their internet presence. In addition to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram feeds, the library utilizes YouTube to provide access to recordings of programs such as author talks, book discussions, inside looks at the various collections available to library users, and videos that generally show the importance of the public library. The NYPL also has its own podcasts. The Librarian is In, where several librarians discuss books and culture, which has been in production for nearly 200 episodes, and Library Talks, which are a series of discussions with authors and other content creators. There are many ways to reach out to the New York Public Library. In addition to pre-pandemic in-person services and social media, the library offers support over the phone and text, via email, and an online chat option on their website. All of the research centers now have options for scan and deliver service, where librarians and archivists make scans or copies of materials for researchers to use at home. Due to the pandemic, most library locations are only offering grab-and-go services for patrons, although locations are slowly reopening. In addition to the book lists provided in blogs and throughout the website, a new service called Shelf Help has been created for readers of all ages to get a selection of books curated to their tastes. Patrons simply fill out a form online or call the library, and staff will select reads that they think the requester will love. With innovative services, extensive collections, and accessible programs, the New York Public Library is currently offering a number of world-class experiences for their users.
Hello everyone, my name is Ana Arevalo, and I'm going to be talking about New York Public Library community wants and needs based on the library mission statement, community profile, and how they're tackling their community needs during COVID-19. The New York mission statement aligned with the Three Pillars philosophy for public libraries. According to Gross 2012, the three pillars consist of self-direct education, research assistance, and instructive and enlightening experience. The three pillars align public libraries on equal footing with schools. To prevent budget cuts, public libraries need to convey a message that aligns with education, given that funding is never cut for Medicaid and education. Therefore, a key to success for public libraries in the 21st century is people, place, and platform. The people create a place with program services that empower the multicultural communities. According to Gartner 2014, the libraries as people reflect the shift away from building collections to building human capital, relationships, and knowledge network in the communities. It's essential for public libraries to have a comfortable and welcoming place with tools and resources to increase racial and social equity. The New York Public Library mission statement consists of three parts. The first part is inspire lifelong learning by creating more able learners and researchers. Digital literacy skills. They provide them with tools, resources, and places where users can explore. For example, Tech Connect offers 80 technology classes that help learners learn basic computer skills such as browsing and navigating digital resources. Additional help is provided in person or online. Talking Books is an app for visual impaired learners. For children with learning, cognitive, or developmental disabilities, sensory-friendly story time and playtime. American Sign Language and listening devices for deaf or hard of hearing, and books by email for users with physical disabilities. Those are some of many other resources that New York Public Library provides for their marginalized and underserved communities. New York Public Library supports creativity, research, and problem solving. They have many physical and digital resources with expert librarians that can help users conduct research. Librarians help users transition from I cannot do, I can do with assistance, and I can do without assistance. New York Public Library Mission Statement Part 2. The second part is advanced knowledge by providing free, open access to materials and information. Corporate Partners supports New York Public Library long-standing commitment to support New Yorkers. With the financial support, New York Public Library is able to lower the cost, innovate, and create resources for their multicultural communities. According to Financial Statement 2020, New York Public Library receives grants and appropriation from several sources including the city, state, and other public grantors. For example, Tech Connect is funded in part by Bank of America. New York has moved from transitional-based to relationship-based services development and operations. They inspire interest and enrich users' perspectives by building tools that allow users to connect with the world. According to the 2020 annual report, the library continues to invest in its space and infrastructure, both physical and online, to meet the needs of their patrons. In 2020, New York Public Library released its Black Librarian Reading to promote the uprising demands for justice for Black lives. The books and talks promote racial equity, a racial equity framework that is clear about the difference between individuals, institutional, and structural racism, as well as the history and current reality of inequalities that affects their marginalized groups. New York Public Library Mission Statement Part 3. The third part is to strengthen their communities by promoting full citizenship and participation in society. They help users build skills and capabilities to participate in our society. To ensure equity during COVID-19, New York Public Library partnered with families and educators. Their literacy program moved online, and librarians recorded hundreds of videos for story time. According to the annual report 2020, these programs featured readings, songs, rhymes, and early literacy tips, introduced special science, technology, engineer, and mathematics themed episodes, and were offered in 5 languages. They have created a safe and reliable place for staff and users where they can enjoy, create, and celebrate their diverse community. Accessibility. The New York Public Library strives to ensure that everyone is welcome and has access to the full range of information, services, and programs that are offered in their neighborhood branches and research libraries. Design thinking is a human-centered approach to innovate that draws from the designer toolkit to integrate the needs of the people, the possibilities of technology, and the requirements for business success. The ideology of libraries equals books has changed. New York Public Library is a community hub that provides more than just free books and materials. They help bridge the digital divide, especially for millions of New Yorkers. New York Public Library Community Profile. Lifelong learners. American Library Association 2019 identifies education and lifelong learning as a core value of librarianship. Family, educators, and students. They provide homework assistance for students, immigrant communities. New York Public Library offers English language and literacy classes. People with disabilities. They have American Sign Language and listening devices for deaf or hard of hearing. The branch Stephen A. Schwarzman building is one of the 4 research libraries, and it has over 2.3 million visitors a year. The New York Public Library collection consists of 51 million research and circulation items. They have books, periodicals, and other resources to support researchers. Around 18 million patrons come through New York Public Library doors annually. In addition, the library's website receives 32 million visits annually from more than 200 countries. The New York Public Library has become an essential tool for global communities, given that they provide free and open access to its physical and electronic resources. According to New York Public Library 2021, as the ongoing COVID-19 response impacts our local and global economy, the library is here to help direct our communities to important resources and information. They provide business, health, and food and housing information in the library website. Some example of the information provided is about health and information consistent on COVID-19 vaccine, general and mental health. Business resources includes how to get your stimulus check, how much will you get, students loan, unemployment, and how to find a job. Food security resources. They provide interactive maps for food banks that provide grab and go. Housing and tenant rights resources about homeless shelters, evictions, and extended rent release for New York tenants and immigrants.
Hi, my name is Megan, and I will be taking a look at NYPL's use of vocabulary, as well as discussing NYPL's innovation, engagement, connection, and community involvement. During the New York Public Library's temporary closure, they have made it possible for people of all ages to learn and engage with their communities through their online classes, programs, book clubs, and provided a wide array of free online events. According to Gross, the secret to success is always to include the word education, or another strategic word that everyone connects directly with. As you can see, many of NYPL's use of vocabulary, highlighted in yellow, remains on the traditional side of Gross's examples. The only strategic word NYPL uses is fun. The other strategy NYPL uses are description words highlighted in green that Gross notes as the children's class description. This gives parents an idea of the type of learning outcomes it will be for their children. Taking NYPL's 3 mission statements and comparing them to B. Gross's traditional to strategic words is very clearly presented in what NYPL's mission statements stand for. As Gross states, education says it all. Underlining NYPL's first mission statement, they use the words teach, provide, engage, ask, support, and bring people together. These key words are similar to Gross's strategic vocabulary and clearly highlights that NYPL is trying to accomplish for its patrons and community. Garmer highlights the fact that public libraries are built around 3 key assets, these being people, place, and platform. The library is the main form of civic engagement, a welcoming space for anyone to use with an abundance of resources to use and gather information. With COVID-19 at large, NYPL's public library platform has been condensed to online resources for people to engage and utilize during their temporary closure. With this in mind, NYPL has a list of active resources for people to take advantage of during this time. Other resources include Culture Pass, which allows patrons and community members to take advantage of museums, TASC, information formerly GED, free classes, resources, and general information to prepare for high school equivalency exams, English classes that help with English listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills, ID NYC, a free ID card that provides government photo identification, income tax assistance, COVID-19 resources that are also available via phone, immigrant resources, as well as connections to help people prepare for the world of work. Garmer states, while libraries have long played an important role in helping individuals navigate changes such as offering services and resources to support new immigrants in the community, the digital transformation and its effect on all aspects of life is dramatic, comprehensive, and permanent. This statement reigns true for NYPL's mission to educate and strengthen their community. NYPL has risen to the top during the pandemic and has gone above and beyond to increase online learning and digital materials for all to access. NYPL takes pride in what they do to promote community involvement. They dedicate themselves in helping patrons connect with others and resources they need to maintain full access to their digital collections online for all people to utilize 24/7. NYPL's public projects ask for help in expanding the library's collections. Right now, these public projects are available online, ranging from NYC Space Time directory, where people can come together and expand on NYC's images of street maps and locations, community oral history transcript editor, building inspector, stereogranimator, where people can create new 3D GIFs of the city, Immigrant City, where you can lend a hand in finding past records of immigrants through Immigrant City Bank, Become a Map Warper, and What's on the Menu, helping the library in transcribing over 50,000 menus within their collection. NYPL's last mission statement promotes some key values within their library and clearly states what it truly means to be a public library and the goals they set for themselves to help strengthen the community. NYPL helps by providing dynamic resources, creating safe and reliable places where patrons can enjoy, honor, celebrate, and engage with their communities, offering materials of historical importance and by bringing diverse communities together. This type of involvement shows you just how dedicated NYPL is in helping their community members and patrons get the highest quality of service and access to their digital collections.
NYPL's mission statement closely aligns with the Aspen Institute report, Rising to the Challenge, Re-envisioning Public Libraries. With a role that extends beyond book lending, NYPL has managed to address long-term individual and community needs, opportunities, and challenges by offering services that can connect the community to the 21st century knowledge society. In doing so, they have focused on the attributes of people, place, and platform, while developing a library that focuses on progress in the digital age. Following the ideas outlined by the Aspen Institution, NYPL has shifted its focus from an organization that is meant to build collections to an organization that is building relationships and knowledge networks in the community. As a people-centered organization, NYPL is at the forefront of cultivating relationships, building and sharing knowledge, all while providing a hub for civic engagement. People should always be the focus of a public library. New York Public Library keeps its focus on people-centered services and generates more able learners by teaching information navigation skills, engaging in conversations, and inspiring creativity and research. NYPL has a people-driven environment with services for parents and children, teens, students, immigrants, job seekers, retirees, entrepreneurs, and is even collaborating with authors to publish books all about the New York Public Library. 21st Century Library is a place that is both virtual and physical. As community assets, a physical library is a place that initiates personal connections that can help establish and clarify community needs, provide a trusted location for community services, and maintain a geographical presence of import to the society it serves. NYPL takes this so seriously, the library as a place is even mentioned in their mission statement, stating it's their responsibility to create safe and reliable places where we and our patrons can enjoy, honor, celebrate, and engage with our communities. Additionally, tours of the Stephen A. Schwarzman building, pictured here, are available by appointment. Another asset to the library's physical space is the ability to house technological tools that can be used for research, or in the case of NYPL, one can also make an appointment to use tools such as 3D pens, 3D printers, book and brochure binding machines, among many others. This past year has shown us that libraries as a virtual place are just as important as libraries as a physical place. In the age of online connectivity, NYPL offers an engaging virtual presence that is accessible from anywhere 24/7. Civic engagement is even encouraged on the site, encouraging patrons to contact City Hall in order to ensure the library is considered in the city's budget. Virtual social hours are also offered through NYPL and cover topics from coloring to book club. The final attribute to modern libraries mentioned in Rising to the Challenge, Re-envisioning Public Libraries, is libraries as a platform. The New York Public Library is an excellent example of library as a platform. It serves as a base that groups and individuals can use to create beneficial services to the community. The idea of the library as a platform is to ensure that the library is a participatory enterprise. New York offers many platforms that operate to the benefit of its users. A short list that is worth mentioning includes conversations from the Coleman Center, where fellows and independent scholars can discuss their work, events for ESL conversations, so English learners can practice their speaking skills. There is also the Library for Performing Arts that facilitate community discussions, readings, and performances, a business center, and the Schomburg Center that researches Black culture. The Aspen Institute published another helpful report in 2016 titled Libraries in the Exponential Age, Moving from the Edge of Innovation to the Center of Community. Recognizing that technology is changing culture and the way people interact with and gather information, the report recommends 3 strategies that can embrace technology while addressing community needs. These strategies are categorized as superconnectivity, America's Civic Square, and App Library. New York Public Library has taken at least 2 of these strategies very seriously. NYPL supports superconnectivity in its community by offering Wi-Fi hotspots for the school year to families who don't have internet access at home. The library also hosts classes on technology and offers Wi-Fi and computers for use at all locations. Addressing the wealth gap by providing these services helps overcome the inequality of access, inclusion, and engagement, making for a super-connected library. The idea of America's Civic Square addresses the library's responsibility to provide a platform for civil discourse and debate. NYPL has taken the opportunity to curate conversations on both local and national issues by offering events that hold discussions on political literature as well as literature on important topics such as mental health. They have also become a critical resource as New York is changing over to a ranked choice voting system. They are currently offering courses to understand the change in the voting system, courses to help understand candidates' positions, and links for voter registration. Their website has a variety of options to stay civically informed. Advancing Racial Equity in Public Libraries by Amy Sunny is also a helpful report giving insight into how libraries can be more equitable. NYPL is dedicated to promoting diversity, knowledge, and access to all equally, and promoting conversations in communities about racial and social justice and understanding the lived experiences of others. The library has multiple resources to facilitate racial equity learning and conversing for all community members. Resources include facilitated discussions, book groups, and the library website even offers discussion questions for anti-racism reading.